Have we seen the death of the Republican Party? Um, when I first heard this, I said, seems like Democratic talking points, death of the Republican Party. I mean, after all, we've had the Democrat-Republican system going on for so long, and I mean, people have been screaming death of the Republican Party when you have a two-term Democratic president, or death of the Democratic Party when you have a. You get my point. We've heard it before. But there's no doubt that the demographic in this country is changing. And there's obviously a serious problem in the Republican Party about capturing minority demographics. The fact is, they did really bad. And I'm talking about Mitt Romney. Did really bad at capturing the minority demographics. And he did really good capturing the white demographic, yet he still couldn't win with that strategy. The days of being able to bring in 90% of the white vote and win an election are over. You can bring in 100% of the white vote and still lose an election. And the reason why is because the white vote's the shrinking demographic. And as they've been saying for years that it would happen, it has happened. The minority is now the majority. And because of that, in 2016, could we see crazy things like Texas going blue because of the rise in the Latino vote? Or Arizona going blue because of the rise in the Latino vote? Or Georgia going blue because of the rise in the Latino vote? I think that's possible. And now with talking about making Puerto Rico another state, let's be honest, that's safe to say for a while. That'll be a blue state. I mean, if they're winning votes in states that have high Latino populations, obviously a state that is nothing but Latinos, you're going to probably say that's a blue state until the politics change here in America. And that will be America, so that was probably a bad phrase to say. So, here's my thing. Where do we go? Because honestly, as an independent, I think this is horrible if we don't have more than one party to really choose from. And if one party can't win elections, the Republican Party can't win elections, maybe we'll see the rise of something new, and finally something other than a Democratic Republican president. See, maybe the Libertarian Party can actually start making traction. The Green Party's out there. I don't know. I mean, we've been talking about this for years, yet it's not happened. Honestly, if it does happen though, I think it'll be great. I mean, I think most of us are tired of Republicans and Democrats. I know I am. I don't understand how a country represented by so many different ethnicities and religions, and atheists too, gays and straights, can be defined by two parties. It really doesn't make much sense. Maybe it made sense when we came up with the system, but the country was majority white and majority Christian. And let's be honest, anyone who still thinks that we are that we're a Christian nation or a white nation, those days have long passed. We are what we were founded to be, which was a country built on immigration. And quite honestly, our policies just aren't what we were founded to be. We were a gene pool, and that's what we have become. And we're going to become that even more. This is the destiny of America. This is what our founding fathers wanted. And now, some people in the political ring, they don't like it very much. But ultimately, this was what America was about. We were talking about the immigrations from England, but we also had a great foundation from France. We also had the Russians. I mean, we bought Alaska from Russia, for crying out. The Mississippi Purchase, this is what our country was founded on. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of rebels that were fed up with the governments that we had become. It's time that we shake that and we become the government that we were designed to be, not the governments that we ran from. America is about accessory. I'm murdering that word, but let's just change it. America is about being great. Exceptionalism, I am still fucking that word up. But you get my point. That's what this country was founded on. This country was founded on not a country of racism. And I think somewhere, even in the minds of our founding fathers, we knew we would shake that one day. We knew we would. And quite honestly, I think we have. And I'm proud to say I'm an American more now than ever. I really see it happening. When I was a kid, I was always, I grew up in a southern town in North Carolina, on the east coast of North Carolina, and it was running rampant of racism and typical southern lack thereof values, because I was going to say southern values, but those aren't values. And I've lived to see an African American president. I've lived to see what this country was meant to be. And I was in England for 5 of the Bush years. And I'll tell you, we weren't preceded as a powerhouse or a land of free opportunity. We were seen as a land of bigotry, racism, and I knew that wasn't America. I knew that they were wrong, that our country was about being great and having freedom and shaking these. And yeah, we may have bumps, and there may be times when our country's leaders make bad decisions. But honestly, I think good will always prevail over evil. Maybe I'm naive, but I believe in America, and I do believe without a shadow of a doubt that I am in the greatest country in the world. I'm not a crazy, naive patriot, but I understand and respect what we can become, and that the greatest days are still ahead of us. And that's what I relate when I hear from the Republicans. Somewhere in their mind, they believe that. I'm ready for them to start representing that. I have voted for 2 terms. I have voted for a Democratic president. Not because I'm a Democrat, because I honestly believe he sees that in America. Because he is that of America. He came where a black person could not vote. And now he is the president of the United States, of the greatest country in the world. It's time we embrace that. I didn't vote for Obama because he was a Democrat, or he was the greater of 2 evils. For the first time since I was young, I was voting for the guy because I liked him, because I thought he made the best policies. And I honestly believe that. I'm sorry if you want to believe that we're doing horrible things as a country. Sure, we've made some bad decisions, and sure, the auto bailout wasn't popular, but it worked. And we're not a socialist country, and we're not a communist country. We are the mix of balance, and that in itself is hard to identify. But we are built on communism and socialism. And I get tired of one party getting labeled socialist and another party getting labeled communist. Don't you understand the fundamentals of our country? What do you think the Salvation Army is if you don't think it's a factor of socialism? It is, but it's great. And I don't have a problem with people being rich. I really don't. I am so sick of politics that don't represent me. I want politics that represent the greatness of this country. I would love to vote for a Republican who believes in his values. Whether you believe in abortion or you believe, in pro-choice or pro-life. There's a ton of people out there that represent both sides of that argument. And there's a great deal of them that have good reason, and it's really heartfelt. But when I watched Mitt Romney flip from pro-choice to pro-life, he was playing politics, and I don't hold that against him. and I have no bad feelings towards him. But that the politics he was playing was what is wrong with our country. Not values, but seriously, simply politics as usual. I have no problem who someone is for abortion or against abortion. At the end of the day, it's one issue. And this country has so many issues to face. But ultimately, we're so much alike. And this is why, if you listen to what Obama was saying, we're not as divided as the pundits want us to believe we are. They have a desire in putting us in a boxing match. At the end of the day, most people want good education for their children. And while we may disagree how we should do that, we ultimately know that good education, whether you believe it's private schools or public schools, you believe in good education. Whether you believe tax for the rich or tax for the middle class, you only want to do it for the creation of jobs. I don't fault people who believe that giving tax breaks to the richest of Americans is the right call. I believe that they fundamentally believe that. I believe that people that believe that we should tax break the middle class fundamentally believe that. And it's great, just like Obama said, it is great that we argue over these things and come to discussion, because that is what democracy is about. But are we doing these? We must be having these arguments because it's near and dear to our heart, and not political games with the American people. And we are the leader of the world, and the world looks up to us. If we fall short, we are not just falling short to our Americans, we are falling short to the world's expectations. It's time we live up and quit playing Republican Democratic games, because kids in far countries are starving, and those politics, they're just not working. Those politics aren't helping. But kids are starving here too, let's not forget that. We're playing politics over a hurricane. We're playing politics over volcanoes to deny the fact that our seas are rising. We shouldn't be arguing about whether we're having global warming. We should be arguing about how we're going to fix it, because there is many options. This is what our party system and democracy should be about. How do we fix our problems? Not whether we argue if we have problems or not. We clearly do, and we always will. It will always be an uphill climb. We will never get to the top of the mountain. But I have faith that we won't fall down. I'm telling you, people, we are on the brink of greatness. Our country is about to explode in a surplus. And for all the naysayers, I don't understand why the negativity. I listen to people like Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh try to pretty much say this country is doomed for failure. Doomed for failure. Glenn Beck's exact words were, we need to find out who our friends are and really identify our friends. What is he suggesting? That some of our best of friends are our enemies? Is that what he's suggesting? That if someone voted for the opposite party, they're not our friends? Well, I'm here to tell you, I have friends who voted for Romney, and I have no bad feelings. I would shake Romney's hand in a heartbeat. I truly believe Romney is a good guy, and he believed in his policies. Not the ones he flip-flopped on, but the policies, his core belief was strong. He really dearly cared about this country, and we were talking about two choices, fundamental choices to take this country in two different directions, and both of them believed, Obama and Romney believed, that their vision was the right vision, not because one is an evil senator, but one because they believed in the values of what they were saying, and whether neither one was just out to get the other one, but they really believed it. And I am so sick of this, and it has been going on really since 9/11, since we've been trying to say President Bush committed an inside job against our country. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. There is no one, and I mean no one, who has ever ran for the highest office in this land in the past 50 to 60 years who had it out for this country. Because that is a hard job. And no one would drag their family down a campaign trail. Let's be honest. Bush loved this country. Obama loves this country. John McCain loved this country. Bush's father loved this country. And while their politics may be very, very different, their goals were the same. To make this country the greatest country in the world. Let's put politics aside and put our future, and let's go forward. Because we can as a country. Let's unite. I am so sick and tired of seeing great people get criminalized and, demonized. We need to put an end to it. We really, really do. Thanks for watching.